welcome to SOW Ignition. We are live from the Charleston Civic Center in Charleston, West Virginia, and we are ready to get a great show on the road. Our first match tonight, of course, is the tag team match mentioned, set up by Chikara Strife, now known just as Chikara, last week. This is going to be an interesting match to see if Chikara and Seiji can even work together. After all that's gone down between them, I would say not. Now you may be noticing a bit of a silence coming from the other end here. That is because my partner is sick. So I will be doing this show by myself here tonight. Don't worry, we will try to have things back to normal next week. After all, next week is the go-home show for SOW Pit Stop, which is already shaping out to be a pretty strong card. Quickly go over what we have set on that card. We've got the #1 contenders match for the SOW World Heavyweight Championship as Kurata Hideaki takes on Nagadomi Ali. We have the Women's National Championship on the line. Lilith takes on Charlie Scene. Disruption has declared a war to be ended at Pit Stop with Reyes de la Lucha. Hey, where's Sage? Okay, maybe they'll come out, separately. Oh no, I'm being told that Seiji is actually not even in the building. And it looks like Bray has sent Dallas to the apron, telling him he doesn't need him if there's not going to be a partner on the other side. I guess this has turned into a singles match. Bray Windham versus Chikara Strife. I'll continue quickly with the breakdown of the Pit Stop card in just a moment. But this is a very, very interesting development here. I mean, I thought we were going to be seeing the return of the Lifestream, but it seems like Chikara is going to have to go at it alone against Bray Windham. I mean, I presume that that's why Dallas is standing at the apron and not on the apron. He's not in the corner. It doesn't look like he's ready to take a tag at all. I guess it fits Moment for Life's more modern approach to not take advantage of this and turn this into a handicap match, especially if Bray feels he doesn't need it. Though I can't say that if things go bad, Bray won't suddenly decide that it's time to change his mind on that. However, before we continue, let me finish up. There's only two more matches to go over. There's Johnny King versus Aaron Payne versus Ryan Richardson. A triple threat elimination match for the SOW World Heavyweight Championship. And of course, the main event will be the Women's World Championship on the line, as the winner between tonight's main event, Daya Keaton versus Nephthys, goes up against Kimura Aiko. It'll be a very interesting, lariat attempt there, missed. It'll be a very interesting night tonight to see who gets to go across from Aiko in that main event slot. And you can see Dallas Taylor is getting involved. With the ref basically telling him to get down from the apron, it seems like this actually is officially a one-on-one singles match now. The ref is not going to allow for any kind of tagging shenanigans, no handicap shenanigans after they decided to make this singles. Which is good. I mean, it's much better to have a non-handicap match. I mean, as much as I don't mind a handicap match, if it comes down to that, like an elimination tag or something, I feel like setting up one in a situation like this just isn't very beneficial to anybody. You don't look strong for winning it. The other person doesn't have a chance. This is much more fair and much more interesting to call. As Bray hits a nice side boot buster. Almost said side boot. I don't think it's going to help with, any kind of pin. Oh my God. However, I guess if Dallas is going to stay here at ringside, he's going to cause problems for Chikara. Back elbow there. Sends Bray down to the mat. Now Chikara with both arms locked. Nice suplex. Bray with a throwing, just tossing him across that vertical. Descends from the top rope with an elbow drop, but Chikara's up first. Chikara goes for another suplex, but Bray dodges it. And then Bray went for these sweet dreams, but Chikara was able to avoid it similarly. Sent over to the corner. Bray attempting to set him up top. Chikara fights his way out of that. Takes a headbutt. Sends him down to the mat as Bray goes back up top. Coming back down, another big elbow drop. Will Chikara get back to his feet first again? No. Bray sending Chikara to the corner. You gotta wonder, I mean, Chikara came down here likely hoping to have that tag reunion, which it's hard to feel bad for him given that this is almost entirely his fault that the Lifestream is broken up. But it does feel, at the very least, like he's understood where his problems come from. Even though it took probably a little too long. He's trying to make some amends, and it's just not happening. Oh my God. Oh, wait a minute. Sweet dream, but Dallas has actually got the ref still distracted. Oh, he, of course, drops down in time to let the ref get the count as soon as he sees that it's on. But fortunately, the ref still distracted just long enough that they weren't able to take advantage of that blatant cheating from Dallas Taylor. Wait a minute, what is this? Oh my God! Speared him through the ropes, but Chikara managing to get back to his feet. What an insane spear there. I'm surprised Chikara's even still standing after that. Goes to show you that he has a good amount of resilience in him. That moniker that he gave himself following the events of Victory Lane, excellence under pressure, still showing itself to at least be a little bit true. Hangman neckbreaker drop there. He gets a boot to the head and follows it up with a massive slap to the cheek. Notably, Bray is not out here in his alter ego. Sweet dream! And it makes you wonder if he even needed it at all. Well, I guess we can't be too surprised by that. Bray has shown that he is quite the dominant force even in singles action. Well, Aaron is certainly fired up and ready for his match on Pit Stop. And I'd say there's definitely no love lost between him and Johnny K. But right now it's time to move on, as it's time for the next Nightmare Open Challenge. Do Ha-eun's actually not done too bad at these. I believe she is currently sitting, it's either 3-2 or 4-2 with these matches. Been a minute, but she's been doing pretty good, all things considered. Well, I was gonna say she might be getting back to facing Kimura Aiko soon, but I do not think that is going to come any sooner here tonight, because we are seeing the return of the Dark Star to SOW. I didn't even know she was in the States. Well, this is going to certainly be a very interesting match. These two, I'm pretty sure, have never shared a ring before, as Do Ha-eun spent the majority of her career in JTW, and Muramasa Hikari has exclusively wrestled in War. This is not only a first-time match, but it's a return. Ooh, nice dodge there from Do Ha-eun. It is a return here, a big-time return for Muramasa Hikari. The last time she was here in SOW, she took a unsatisfying, I should say, result against Daya Keaton. Seeing some back and forth exchanges here. I should say that right after her match with Daya, on the very next episode of Ignition, Muramasa did get a win over Keiko, similarly a JTW wrestler. So it is interesting to see her come back after having defeated a JTW wrestler to face another one. To go through the full history of Muramasa Hikari here in SOW, she of course had the loss against Daya Keaton on Ignition 40. But before that, the first time she ever showed up here in SOW was in a 10-minute exhibition against Kimura Aiko on Overclock, I believe it was Overclock 4. And that exhibition, of course, I mean, those were back when our exhibitions were 10 minutes. It's very unlikely for those matches to end in such a short period of time. Not impossible, but not highly likely. So, of course, that one did not come to a finish. It was a draw. Which does leave us wondering still who would come out on top if Hikari were to take on our own Kimura Aiko in a proper 30-minute bout. But right now, we go to the most recent, the fourth and most recent match, and the third match to actually count in any kind of rankings for Muramasa Hikari, as she looks to spoil this open challenge from Do Ha-eun. Ooh, nice cross body there, counter. But Do, quick to kick out, gets behind and tosses Hikari into the corner. Oh, wait a minute! Scariest moonsault ever! 1, 2! Ooh, not even a 2! That's one of Do Ha-eun's biggest moves, and she brought it out so quick. And Hikari just kicked out of it at 1. I mean, if that doesn't tell you what kind of a match we're in for here, I don't know what will. Do Ha-eun clearly feeling threatened enough that she brings out one of her most powerful techniques. Less than 10 minutes into a match. Ooh, super kick to the chin. Goes for the cover, gets a 2, but Do able to kick out. And now Do responding with a cover of her own, and Hikari doesn't even let the ref come to count. I'm not gonna let that cover. Oh, Do going for the airplane spin, but only makes herself dizzy. Hikari clearly showing she is fine. Sends her to the ropes, tries to go for the kick to the chest, but Do dodges it. And Hikari instead sends a series of elbow strikes right at the noggin. And there's a big one, rolling elbow into the cover, but only a 2 again. Snap suplex directly into the turnbuckle. That'll inflict a good amount of damage. Jesus, these elbow strikes from Hikari are doing quite a lot of damage. You can see Do Ha-eun struggling to recover after each one. And now she's throwing back some shots of her own. Maybe trying to get things back on even playing field. These stiff punches. Elbow to the crown. Goes for a kick. Gets dodged, but Do knew that was going to happen. Floated it right into a moonsault. Jawbreaker off the ropes. Hits her with the back. Drop kick to the chest, and now she's set her up in the center for the bomber. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, no. And now Muramasa Hikari back on the offense, targeting the arm a bit here and there. And now we can see the Triangle Lancer locked in. But Do Ha-eun managed to survive it. Reversal sending Muramasa into the corner. Go with a series of strikes and then a stiff elbow to the chin. Picks Hikari back up, and now we're getting a back and forth exchange. But Do looking to end it early. Drop kicks the legs out from under Hikari. And then another low drop kick to the side of Hikari's head. But Hikari gets up first. Corkscrew senton into a cover. Lackadaisical. And does not quite get the 3. As Do Ha-eun responds with a stiff back fist into a German Poison Rana after the failed 3 count. And now it's Hikari who has Do set up in the center. And I know what she's going for. It's that Kamen Rider kick. Double knees to the gut. Do Ha-eun's back up though. Rolling elbow. That could put it away. Goes for the moonsault into the cover. 1, 2. Oh, no, not yet. Do Ha-eun is still in this. That's a sequence that Muramasa Hikari has used to put opponents away in the past. But Do Ha-eun is not one to fall to small tricks. As she hits an airplane spin into a giant swing. Hikari back up, gets caught by Do, who's going for the ultra violence. You can see Hikari was still dazed after the giant swing. Oh my God! But she manages to survive again and kicks out. Off the rope somersault kick. Overhead kick. But now she's caught! Walk the plank! Into the cover. 2 and oh my God. Do Ha-eun, I think, has pulled out almost every move in her arsenal. All she has left are the Peach Suplex, the Peach Thunder Suplex, and Driver. Oh, the bridging hammerlock! But that's on the outside. You're not going to be able to get a submission out there. Do Ha-eun back inside. We haven't seen that bridging hammerlock in quite some time. And now Do sent to the ropes, but counters with a knee to the stomach. Muramasa flips her up, has the arm caught. Cross arm breaker. Holding Do just barely away from the ropes. Do was trying so hard to reach them and just couldn't. Simple gator roll there from Hikari. Kicks the arm. 20 minutes into this match now. Cyclone whip sends Do across the ring just a bit. Do trying to back Hikari off. Goes for a cheap shot, but Hikari not phased. As now Do and Hikari going back and forth. Do calling for the end. The kick to the gut goes for the Sleepy Hollow, but no! Hikari with a high kick to the back of the head. Strong counter. Now Do Ha-eun trying to send her to the ropes again. Gets a head scissors off. She comes off the ropes. Low drop kick to the chin. It's a jawbreaker off the ropes again. Lariat into the cover. 1, 2, no. Series of elbows. And now Hikari goes to the apron. Moonsaults off the apron. Back into the triangle lancer, but this time Do able to hit the ropes. Hikari tossing Do to the outside. And she goes on the flying DDT straight onto the outside, planting Hikari's dome right into that very thin padding above the concrete. Do hitting a series of punches, stunning Hikari a bit on the outside, picks her up into the ring, back into that airplane spin again. Oh, but once again, it looks like the damage to the dome has really weakened Do's ability. These women, neither one is giving an inch in this match. We have seen big move after big move after big move. Back fist, the cutlass. Goes for the kick into a floating moonsault again. But Hikari kicks out strong at 2. Elbows the arm. And now, triangle lancer. Do. Oh my God! And that's it! You see Do tapping! Hikari had had enough. You could hear the bone cracking as she wrenched back on the arm. That was the event horizon. Well, that was a pretty emphatic return from Muramasa Hikari. You know that she is back for a reason, and she means business. But it was a good showing for Do Ha-eun as well, who forced Hikari kind of to the limit. I mean, Hikari utilized the event horizon. That is not a move she's used frequently in her career at Glory. I believe the only other women she'd been forced to use it against were Daya Keaton and Kimura Aiko. Right now it's time to shift on to see what our national heavyweight champion wants to do for Pit Stop. The rightful #1 contender, I mean, other than his own stablemate Death Panther, would be, I believe, Jay Wukong. Of course, we can't talk about this man without talking about Overclock 9 and the vicious, brutal performance that he had against ZC Woods in the finish of that match. I mean, a muscle buster alone is often more than what anybody can handle. But he followed it up with a sequence of moves that I don't think anybody should be taking any combination of like that. If you don't know what I'm talking about because you haven't watched Overclock 9, please do yourselves a favor. Go watch that show. At the very least, watch the main event. Because it was brutal. And yeah, I mean, whatever message you were trying to send, consider it received, okay? Oh. Okay, maybe not quite as received as I thought. Bored. I mean, there's plenty of people he hasn't even faced here. How could he be bored? I guess maybe he had high hopes for ZC Woods. I mean, ZC was pretty high up in the contendership. And they had a very competitive match previously. Oh no! Oh, this can only be one man, the archetype of ROW, James Hartwell. And he's in his full gear, which, I mean, he doesn't need to be in his full gear to accept a challenge, but it seems like he's doing more than just accepting a title opportunity. He's putting out an open challenge with the #1 contendership of the SOW National Heavyweight Championship on the line. A title shot at Pit Stop, and it sounds like it's being answered by the global open-weight Iron Man champion, JEPW's own Kinslayer Sato Akihiro. That is a pretty belt. I really wish one of the guys that we sent down from SOW, Tony Lee or Aaron, had managed to claim that title, but I can't be mad about it. It is JEPW's brand new custom global championship meant to be defended anywhere and everywhere possible. A very, very interesting concept for a title that you claim will belong to any company whose champion holds it. Or for whom the champion works, I should say. It means that if SOW or ROW perchance were to win that title, it would actually belong to our company or to ROW. Nice transition there from Sato. It gets cut off by a cyclone whip from James Hartwell. But James Hartwell is a very interesting wrestler, one that I don't think we've gotten the opportunity to see here. He did also compete in that open-weight Iron Man tournament. So he's no stranger to Sato Akihiro. And perhaps this is Sato's way of testing the waters for a potential match between the two of them for the global title. I mean, if James Hartwell is able to defeat him, it's possible he could give James that title shot at a future time. That is how things tend to work in JPW. When you beat the champion in a singles match via pinfall or submission, you get a shot at the belt at a later date. Of course, speaking on that, our own FTL, known high gear winner, also has defeated Sato Akihiro just a couple months back at Solar Radiance. And so I'm sure any day now he'll be calling in for that title shot. You know, with the way he thinks, he definitely believes that he's owed it. Nice punch to the dome there. James Hartwell looking to keep early control of this match, but Sato Akihiro not letting him. Pretty much cutting him off every time he gets a big move. And whoa, once again, Sato Akihiro, I mean, he does wrestle with the junior heavyweights. That is the division he mainly occupies, and you can see it in his style, the fast-paced, high-octane offense. James Hartwell is going to have to slow things down and push things into his heavyweight approach. Hard-hitting, big moves, rather than these fast-paced strikes and dives. And you can see some here with these big knees to the corner. Now James Hartwell taking a moment to recover. Passes over with a fireman's carry drop. Sends Sato Akihiro back in the corner, but Sato fighting off with an elbow. And then now a series of elbows. But James Hartwell, not phased, just whips Sato to the other side. Another series of elbows ending in a back elbow strike, but once again, James Hartwell largely unfazed. Big boot to the chin, connects strong. Akihiro kick to the gut, spins behind. James Hartwell tried to go behind, but Sato was able to get behind right after and hit a low drop kick to the back of the leg. Another series of strong elbow strikes, but the Iponzui from James Hartwell fighting off Sato Akihiro, who goes back and fights off Hartwell. Goes for the cover after a straight kick to the chin. We are 10 minutes into this bout. These elbow strikes from Sato Akihiro have been vicious throughout this match, but James Hartwell has shown a huge amount of resilience, powering through all of them and staying on his feet. And now we're going back and forth. The arrow punches, the knuckle punches from Hartwell, the elbows from Akihiro, and the punches are winning out. That just shows you the power difference between a junior heavyweight and a proper heavyweight. Despite the fact that Hartwell has definitely eaten more hits, more shots, Akihiro is the one who goes down. However, Akihiro is not going to be perturbed as he hits the parasite senton, but the ref still down from that collision with Hartwell, unable to count the cover, and that might be all Hartwell needs to take full control of the match here. Goes for a German, but Sato Akihiro rolls through, hits a drop kick. Still, he is down for the same amount of time as Hartwell, and even the Kopo kick unable to give him an advantage here in this matchup. Hartwell waiting, stalking. You see Sato is stunned, but he chooses not to follow him out, instead deciding that it's better to wait in the ring. Sato Akihiro trying to go behind, unable to get anything there. Counter. Oh, the cutter! Pulls him away from the ropes. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. No! That was close. That was very close. James Hartwell almost managed to seal the deal there with that cutter. And you've got to wonder if he's actually only in this match because the ref was down after that parasite senton. Sato Akihiro kick to the gut, trying to get the advantage back. But Hartwell feeling confident. Uranagi from Akihiro. And another Kopo kick. This time Hartwell stays down. Big knee to the chin. And there, a stiff elbow finally sends Hartwell to the mat. You can see that Akihiro's offense, while it may be lighter in comparison to Hartwell's, has taken its toll, but the 12-gauge cutter is gonna seal the deal. Nobody kicks out of that one. Alright, and now it is time for our next match. Now, we saw it backstage just a moment ago, FTL, causing a fuss, and we do have it confirmed now that at Prohibited Gate, there will be a 30-minute Iron Man match between FTL and Sato Akihiro for Sato Akihiro's Global Openweight Ironman Championship. So that'll definitely be very interesting. And given that James Hartwell also beat Sato just earlier, I think we can say pretty confidently that there will probably be a match between those two at some point in the future as well. But right now, we have a match of our own, a scheduled match between some old rivals here in SOW. Meiji Kaito taking on Kick-Ass Sharp. Notably, these two last time they were in the ring against one another, Kick-Ass managed to make Meiji Kaito tap out. This was a long time ago, back in the early days of SOW. In fact, it was a steel cage tornado tag match at SOW Burnout 1 year ago. So it has been a full year since that happened. Right now, we are going to see if Kick-Ass has what it takes to do it again in singles competition, or if the might of the Golden Star is just too much for 6 stars Kick-Ass Sharp. Meiji Kaito rolls through, sends Kick-Ass to the ropes. Strong bit of technical wrestling to start the match up. Meiji, of course, targeting the legs. That's his go-to anytime he's in a match, is to aim for the legs. He likes to weaken them so that he can lead into that either figure 4 leg lock or the Shining Wizard. The weaker your legs are, the easier it is to drop you down to one knee so that he can set up for the Shining Star, as he called it. Nice reversal there from Meiji. Go behind, drops Kick-Ass down. Kick-Ass with a reversal. Meiji kicks him off, gets behind, drop kick to the back. Oh, Kick-Ass calling for a timeout, but seems like it was just a bit of a fake out as he goes for a body slam into a cover. Meiji sends him to the corner. And Kick-Ass with a headlock takeover there. But he gets sent right back into the corner and chops Meiji out. Meiji responds with an elbow, but Kick-Ass just hits him with another chop, and now Meiji takes him down into an arm lock. Drop kick to the chest. Meiji sending him to the corner again, this time on the other side of the ring, away from Marco. That is one thing to note. Marco, unlikely to stay uninvolved in this match. If he gets the opportunity, he will absolutely take action. In fact, if I was Meiji, I'd be avoiding allowing the ring, if I was Meiji, I would avoid allowing the action to get onto the outside. Low drop kick to the knees. Goes for a drop kick, but Kick-Ass just dodging out of the way. Meiji responds by sending him back to the corner, this time setting him up top. And he hits a strong brain buster from the top, goes for the cover. That could, okay, never mind. I was gonna say that could do it, but Kick-Ass is still in this. I've talked about resilience a couple of times tonight, but generally here in SOW, there's been no one more resilient than Kick-Ass Sharp when it comes to taking punishment. However, recently it feels like he's gotten a bit worn down in that regard. Hard to say for sure, given he is still able to perform excellent maneuvers like that leg cross sharpplex. Barely doesn't get the 3. Was even capable enough to ensure Meiji couldn't get the rope break there, despite being as close to the ropes as he was. Oh, but a shooting star or shining star to the back of the head. 1, 2, 3. That'll put it away. It was a good effort from Kick-Ass, but unfortunately, he is just not on the level of the Golden Star. All right, so coming back from the break, there's a good bit to talk about. Right now, as you guys can see, we have another match going on between Marco Campione and Meiji Kaito, Kick-Ass on the apron. This is directly following the last match, and we're going to show you a little bit of the footage of what happened during the break. After Kick-Ass's loss, Marco got involved, got in the ring, and him and Kick-Ass together started assaulting Meiji Kaito. Very deplorable act from the two of them, attempting to soften him up. And afterwards, Meiji chose to initiate a challenge to Marco, which was very quickly accepted, leading to the match you have here on your screens right now. Meiji now not worried about going to the outside. He actually goes straight after Kick-Ass. He knew what was going to happen when he went out there. Unfortunately, it has not gone his way. Kick-Ass was a little too quick to get him. We see another combination there. As the count comes up to 6, I don't think Meiji is necessarily as worried about the win this time, as much as he is frustrated with the situation as a whole. And you can see that coming into play here as he continues to follow Marco to the outside.
3.
Well, Marco sends the match back into the ring, but once again, Meiji right back on the outside, resetting the count.
2.
And he's fighting both members of the Blood Alliance who, I mean, I felt like they were starting to turn a new leaf, you know. It felt like they were slowly pushing their way up the rankings the right way, or at least trying to. But I guess when you get on enough of a loss streak, all of the goodwill that you had in your heart, all of the belief of doing things the right way just slips out the window, because they are right back to their old ways here. Marco sends Meiji into the corner. Meiji dodges out, picks Marco up, sets him up top. Marco, though, having seen that top rope brainbuster from the last match and how it took effect, wearing Kick-Ass down, successfully blocks it this time. There goes Meiji with that full Nelson. Tosses Marco down. He is not playing. You can see the irritation, the frustration.
Give up.
He is here to get receipts for what these two did after his previous match. Dragon screw from the top, follows up with a dragon screw on the floor, punishing the legs of Marco Campione. Marco tries to trip him up, but immediately Meiji back up. However, Marco still keeps the pressure applied. And the ref was about to start counting to force Marco to break up those punches, but Kick-Ass, with the timely intervention, distraction, and now Marco not only saved him from a pinfall with the Northern Lights suplex, but also allowed him to get in some more of those illegal punches. That's exactly what you would expect to see from these two at this point, given everything they've already done. It seems at the very least when Meiji Kaito's involved, they cannot be, oh my God, lightning uppercut. But Meiji Kaito, not one to be taken out so easily. What I was going to say is, whenever Meiji Kaito is involved, these two seem to be incapable of being good, honest competitors. Now Meiji with the figure four, the damage to the legs, really being ramped up here by this hold. As we are 10 minutes into this matchup. Ooh, uppercut from Marco into an immediate cover. Marco once again calling. Oh, he was calling for the lightning screw uppercut, but instead he takes the shining star. Now Meiji aiming back at the leg. Wrenching at the ankle. Marco gets to the ropes. As he hits a strong drop kick to the chin of Marco Campione. Frankensteiner whip. And now the shoulder hold. Trying to wear Marco down bit by bit. Oh, but here comes Kick-Ass again. He sees Marco's in trouble. He's trying to help. Trying to keep the ref away. And Meiji. Oh my God, he just knocked Marco out. Ref, you gotta take a look. Meiji can tell already. And yeah, this one is over. Well, it was a valiant effort, as horrible as it was, by Marco, but Okay, so I have a couple things that I have to say before we move on with this number one contenders match. But first things first, Marco Campione was able to get up and walk out of the arena under his own power. And we are very happy for that. However, it seems that while Via and Hera were arguing, both Marco and Kick-Ass have stormed out of the building. We don't have any details on what that means for their future here in SOW, but as soon as we have updates, we will get back to you guys with that. In the meantime, it also seems that Bia is on a bit of thin ice with our general manager, which is not very surprising. However, we do not have time to go over Bia and her attitude, as right now, it is time for the main event of tonight's edition of SOW Ignition, as we prepare to decide who will be facing Kimura Aiko at Pit Stop. Will it be Queen Chaos Daya Keaton or the High Priestess Nephthys? We find out right here, right now. As we move forward. Starting with Nephthys in control of the match, but a thigh strike from Daya, followed by a big punch as Daya looks to put Nephthys on the back foot. But Nephthys, notably, able to maintain control. That's something many people can say when they're up against Daya Keaton, is that they were able to maintain control. I mean, controlling the match is kind of her entire thing. And she's very damn good at it. Strong back drop kick to the back of the head there. Daya sends Nephthys to the corner. We know what that means. It's time for a cannonball! And now she sends her to the other corner. Back elbow. She's going for the second cannonball. The move so nice, she did it twice. And now, stomping in the dome of Nephthys. Nephthys trying for a Frankensteiner, gets power bombed down to the mat. And now Daya swings her around, dropping her again. And now it's Nephthys who is looking to take back control here in this matchup. Going back and forth. Whoever wins this exchange would win the momentum. And it's Daya firmly in control. She sends Nephthys to the corner. Goes to set her up top. Oh my God! Exploder suplex to the outside.
2,
And Daya Keaton
3,
trying to get vicious. You can already see bits of blood from somewhere. It looks like Nephthys might have a bit of a busted lip. That's just what you got to expect when you're in the ring against Queen Chaos. Picks her up, drops her down with a vertical suplex after that scoop lift. Nephthys is sent to the corner. Daya tries to go for that cannonball again, but Nephthys avoided it that time. However, couldn't avoid it again as Daya hits it for the third time. Another kick to the chest. This time she picks Nephthys up and grabs her arm in a hammerlock. Once again, Nephthys goes for the Frankensteiner. Once again, Daya Keaton power bombs her way out of it. And then the swing bomb sending Nephthys back to the outside again.
1.
Nephthys sending Daya into the barricades, trying really hard to use the metal of those barricades, the metal behind those covers, to slow Daya down. And Daya, not falling for it, grabs a pane of glass. And Nephthys manages to avoid going into it. Rolling lariat into a cover. 2. No, just a 2. Double stomp to the chest. Kick to the chest to follow it. But Nephthys with a quick cyclone whip. She continues to try to regain control. She started this match with control, and ever since Daya took it back, Nephthys has essentially been on the back foot, trying to get back on top of the match. And right now, these drop kicks are starting to do it. Daya sends her into the ropes. Nephthys manages to barrage Daya down. Oh, Daya with a body slam. And another one. Sends Nephthys back into the corner. Nephthys gets a dragon screw to block what Daya was going for. And I don't blame her. I mean, the last time she was sent to the corner by Daya Keaton was, just say not the kind of result you want. Oh, massive spine buster from Queen Chaos. Now they are going back and forth again, blow for blow. Daya with these measured punches as Nephthys responds with some fierce chops. Daya hits that low drop kick. Nephthys unable to recover from it. And Daya sends her to the outside. Crashing. Now she's got a sledgehammer. And Nephthys, that gory special. Another sledgehammer. Nephthys roaring back in the ring. Daya also rolls back in, drops the sledgehammer in the corner. And Nephthys catches her. The Northern Lights nearly gets the 3. Daya responds with a gourd buster, goes up top. Massive senton from the top. Steps over, grabs the arm, really wrenching on it. You can see the leg behind the head, preventing Nephthys from getting any relief. But Nephthys, with a brain buster, Daya just rolls through. Nephthys had just barely missed the sledgehammer with that. And now, the gory special, once again, goes for the cover. 1, 2, no. Oh my God, no, 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 no. The Mad World. And that's it. For a moment, I thought Daya was going to drop her on the sledgehammer, but it seems that she didn't need it, as Queen Chaos is going to the main event of Pit Stop. That is all the time we have here for Ignition tonight. I know it was a bit of a shorter show, but don't you folks worry, because next week we have a big go-home show prepared before we go in to SOW Pit Stop 2025. As always, I am your lead analyst, Devil D, and I am signing off here tonight.